play through. Um, it's episode number 4, and we kick it off.
As Yennefer of Vengerberg told it, there had been a magic explosion in Skellige. Related to Ciri's reappearance, it had destroyed a vast swath of forest. Geralt set out for the Isles to join the sorcerers and seek further clues of Ciri's whereabouts.
Oh, man.
I'm trying.
You have tried already.
I do wonder where
Well,
they're
they'll live at the bottom, on the shore at last. Who are there? We're here, Skellige.
Oh, we have a quest here.
Such thing as bad ships. The post. Listen, Witcher. Got us some weird diabling. You know, drowners. Real problem. The kind your silver sword could most certainly solve.
Let me guess. They're tearing your nets, devouring your fish, and attacking the occasional lone boatman or tavern patron who walks home along the shore.
Were that the only harm? Terrors in the bay are meaner than on the continent. They hunt come dusk or dawn. Attack fishermen wielding just oars and warriors alike. Sea tosses them up after. Armor shredded, guts devoured.
Strange. Any witnesses?
Rurik, my apprentice. He was on a boat, the Muir Diab Tove too. Her man was killed. She lives nearby, up a bit. Sorry, none of it comes to mind. Those who see the beasts, meet him,
Tove?
well, they generally don't come back to dry land alive.
Let's talk about my pay first. A bit too modest for my taste.
That's just a bit high, master. That's dear, it is. But could be worth it. All right, I'll pay you what you want.
I'll take the job. Dealt with drowners many times. It'll soon be over. Got my word on that.
Trust Geralt.
Aren't these worries like a...
Contract. Muir Diabolin. Talk to witnesses of the drowners' attacks. The sea is a source of endless riches for the inhabitants of Skellige. It offers up a near-endless bounty of fish, pearls, and amber. At times, however, the archipelago's icy waters also spew out monsters whom even the fierce warriors of the islands cannot slay. The village at the foot of Caer Trolde, for example, found itself plagued by some particularly aggressive drowners. The local shipbuilder promised Geralt a reward if he could solve this problem for them. Geralt, for whom killing drowners was as simple and effortless as relieving his bladder, was certain he was in for some easy coin.
Every man on the continent so bloodless.
Rurik, right? Heard you were on a boat the drowners attacked.
Aye, I was. With Ulf, my cousin, gathering our crab traps off the Kerrig cliffs. Ulf was pulling up a line, having a hard time of it. Oh, grand, I thought. Cage has got to be full, it'll be a good haul. Then something tugged back and down. Weren't a blink and Ulf was underwater. Called after him once, twice, thrice. Then the water went red with blood.
Damn.
Smelled something horrid. Rotten, but worse. And the Muir Diablin flipped the boat. Don't even know how I made it ashore. Must have had Freyr watching over me.
That, or the monsters had eaten their fill. Thanks for the story.
One wreck after another got fucking die.
Giddy up. Go, go.
Well, damn.
The fishing ground Rurik mentioned. That stench. Drowners for sure. Bear must be nearby. Stench again. Slime and rotting flesh.
Alright. We know we need necrophage oil, so let's go ahead and get it ready.
Pelvis. Scratched up. Long, wide claw marks. More drowners. Rusty piece of armor, falling apart in my hands. Human bones. Unbroken, but the marrow's been sucked out. Need a long, thin tongue for that.
Jesus. It's too freaking dark. Okay. I was thinking that I actually wanted to go through here. Apparently not.
Monster's lair, but definitely not a drowner. Bruises on his neck, crushed larynx, strangled.
What the hell is it?
Almost untouched, hidden for later. Drowners just don't do that. Almost untouched. Hidden for later. Drowners just don't do that. Bruises on his neck. Crushed larynx. Strangled. Bits of boats, torn sails, lines, sailing decor, you could call it. That stench, the marks on the bodies. This must be a water hag's lair. Got a keen sense of smell. She won't come back while I'm here, unless she coexists with drowners. Maybe I could make an extract from their glands, cover up my scent.
The caves under the cliffs of Skellige were indeed chock full of drowners, but they were not the true danger Far more troublesome was the water hag with which these lesser evils dwelled in close proximity. Making the most of this fact, Geralt brewed a scent from their glands, counting on it masking his own, which meant it was quite powerful indeed, I must add. Having had personal experience with the strongly pungent aroma Geralt develops after several days in the saddle. After doing this, the Witcher hid in the darkest corner of the lair and waited for the monster to return to its home. So we have something new here, guys. We have an abaya. Northern Wind, Necrophage Oil, Quinn, and Igni. The bay below Caratrold had a pernicious reputation. At times, fishermen who chose to cast their nets in its waters would never come home again. Something would drag oarsmen off their long ships or knock the ships themselves over. The locals blamed this on sea devils, the Skelligers' name for drowners. The truth, however, proved far worse. A water hag had made her lair in the caves beneath the cliffs of Kierag. An old and experienced water hag with powerful claws able to demolish any attempt to block or parry, and the ability to blind opponents from a distance and strike with a lightning-quick counterattack. Signs would be needed to best her, Yrden to slow her, and Quinn to protect from her blows. Needed most of all, however, would be a great deal of luck. Excuse me, guys.
That should do it. Now for a place to hide and wait. Behind those boats.
Uh-oh. Weeper. Melteth. Daystar. A new sword. Okay, now we're starting to get some swords that are going to give my Witcher gear a run for the money. Possibly. Yeah. Weeper. I actually can make that, but I can't use it. Can make that one as well. There's the road.
No such thing as bad ships or bad weather. Only worthless fucking sailors.
Job's done. Here's the proof.
Now why would I want to see... What the devil is that?
Water hag. An old, clever one. She was the danger.
Seen a lot of ugly critters in me life. Morays, lampreys, blobfish. But never nothing like this. Your reward. Well earned, Witcher. Well earned.
I deserve more.
Think I deserve more. Water hag's significantly more dangerous than drowners.
Not denying it, but my coin pouch ain't exactly...
Plenty more filth ready to crawl up from its bottom. Might need my services again. And I won't stick my neck out for those who skimp on the reward.
Starting protection coin, eh? Take it. Take all I got. And choke on it, you bugger.
Wow.
My home is your home.
Scared me shitless.
Geralt slew the water hag in return for the promised coin. Not for the first time, he was in for an unpleasant surprise when the bill came due. The boat builder regretted the generosity he had felt while drafting his notice.
Farewell to King Bran. It's not fitting to play at.
I'll be King Skellige and I.
None know that. But the gods will make sure to be one born before who Sorry to trouble you, but I really have no choice.
What is it?
Our ship was wrecked against a rocky shore during the last storm. I've lost everything.
How am I supposed to help?
I haven't even got the coin for the journey home, and with each day's delay, I draw closer to bankruptcy.
Might have guessed you'd come around to coin. So, need a loan? Or is it just alms you're after?
I shall pay you back every last copper, I swear it. You need only call on me at my address in Novigrad.
you. I visit Novigrad often enough. Might stop by, see how business is going.
Thank you. You'll find me in the Port District. My name's Johan Bonner.
See you later then.
Not too many foreigners in the Isles in the olden days. King's passing, aye. Our time amongst the living is but the wink of an eye. What's left when we are gone? How shall we be remembered?
What's going on here? A funeral? Well, shit, it is a funeral.
You need not do this, child.
I know, but I want to.
Does he recognize Geralt?
Tis madness. Such a young lass.
Erna should be the one going. They shared a bed longer.
Silence. It is her decision.
Really? She's sacrificing herself. Look who it is.
You look beautiful.
Thank you. Nice to see you again. The eulogy.
King Bran of Clan Tuirsech has embarked on his final voyage. At its end, our glorious ancestors await him. Together they will hunt and raid. They will sit round the fire and praise the deeds of ages past. For now, he lives in our hearts. One day, we too shall stand at his side and face the sea together. That will be a good day.
You smell wonderful.
Geralt, we're at a funeral.
You smell wonderful at this funeral.
Skellige is its clans. In times of war, tradition holds the clans unite under the leadership of their king. We've bade Bran farewell. Time to pick his successor who will lead us against the Black Ones. The gates of Caer Troll stand open to all who hail Bran of Clan Tuirsech dear. Mead and meat will be plentiful. During the wake, those who believe themselves worthy of the crown will step forth.
Come to the wake with me?
Gladly. Feasts in Skellige, so predictable. Slobbering drunks, brazen boasting, and the inevitable rows that result.
Yeah, nothing like the banquets mages attend. Remember the one on Thanet?
You were there. How could I forget? I also remember excruciatingly well what happened after the banquet.
Reading my mind again?
What's more, I like what I see. Did you learn anything in Velen?
Velen. Awful place. Somehow Ciri wound up at the castle of the local ruler, a baron, self-proclaimed. This was after she was injured.
Injured? Was it serious?
Don't think so. Must have recovered because this baron sent her on to Novigrad. Think she was looking for you at the time. These witches Ciri came across, she was lucky to escape them.
Witches?
Creatures more like. Can't say exactly what they are, but they're dangerous. Very. Also ran into an old friend of ours in Velen, Kira.
What on earth is Kira Metz doing in that wasteland?
Hiding from witch hunters. Listen, she told me an elven mage had been there looking for Ciri.
Good. You'll need to tell me more when we have some time.
Been to Novigrad. Ciri was there, looking for a way to lift some curse. She's not there anymore.
You're certain?
Heard it from Dandelion, with no embellishments.
Do you know any more about this curse?
Not much. Ciri ran into some trouble, never finished what she went there to do. I recovered a phylactery. She was looking for a way to enchant it.
I'll look at it later.
How about you? What have you learned?
Something strange happened on Ard Skellige a time ago. A disaster brought about by a burst of magic. Extraordinary, really. Natural anomaly. Never seen anything like it. My intuition tells me Syria was its cause.
As much as I respect your intuition, Yen, we need something specific. Evidence.
I'd know for certain if I was able to inspect the disaster zone. Unfortunately, Ermion and his druids aren't letting anyone near.
Ermion's head of the Skellige Circle? Haven't seen him since...
Since Ciri was a little girl. I doubt he'll do you any favors, not even for old time's sake.
So why won't Ermion let you inspect the area of the anomaly?
Call it a difference of opinion. A large, loud difference. Look, it's Krach.
White Wolf.
Greetings, Krach.
I shall see you at the wake, and I'll not accept any excuses. I've an important matter to discuss with you.
I shall wear black and white for the feast. I count on you to don something complimentary. Something that doesn't reek of 1,000 hunts.
Yen, you know I can't stand new doublets. Just too tight till you break them in.
And just like Krach, I'll not accept any excuses. We're not here to enjoy ourselves. We've matters to resolve and should dress appropriately. I've rented a room at the inn. Took the liberty of laying out some clothes for you there. You ought to go. Choose something. In the meantime, I've something to attend to. We'll meet at the entrance to the feast hall.
The king is dead. Long live the king. Meet Yennefer at the entrance to Caer Trold Keep. Go to Yennefer's room and put on formal attire. Krak and Krate, an old friend, invited Geralt and Yennefer to a farewell feast for the recently departed King Bran. One does not refuse such invitations in Skellige, and so, willing or not, Geralt had no choice but to meet Yennefer at the castle gates and tend the wake at her side. Birna and Ermion. Bronn. Croc on crate. After much searching, Geralt found just such a man. A certain Captain Wolverstone, and agreed to sail to Skellige. Whether he was abnormally brave or abnormally stupid is unknown. The vodka he gulped in buckets could have enhanced either quality. We can also hope it helped soothe his nerves when, to no one's surprise, pirates attacked the ship off the archipelago shores. Geralt was thrown overboard during the tussle and awoke face down in the Skellige sand. Geralt recovered from his tumultuous landing and eventually reached Caer Throld Castle, home to Croc, Jarl of Clan an Crate. There he discovered all the notables of Skellige had gathered to bury King Bronn, who had breathed his last a few days prior in attendance as well, Yennefer. Birna. It can be difficult for a woman to gain the esteem of knights and warriors not accustomed to seeing female hands on the reins of power. It helps little when, like Birna, widow of King Bran of Skellige, the woman seeking power is filled with acrid disdain for her countrymen and their customs. One might argue that disdain is a valid reaction when, in the case of the passing of a man of power who embodies tradition, those customs call on her to follow long since outdated ritual and cast herself on her husband's funeral pyre. Justified or not, Birna's desire to rewrite age-old Skellige traditions put her at odds with the Jarls and made it unlikely she would be remembered alongside Calanthe of Sintra or Maeve of Lyria as a successful and revered ruler. Bronn. King Bronn, former king of the Skellige Isles, lived a long and storied life. When he finally felt decrepitude taking a hold of him, he went into the woods to hunt a bear armed with only a knife, and thus ended his reign. It was remembered as an honorable and respected one, though some complained he preferred raiding to confronting the Isle's long-term problems, and that he let his wife's tongue wag too freely. Some connected the two, claiming Bronn sailed out to fight overseas battles to put off dealing with the ones awaiting him at home. Kraken Crate. Skellige sagas brim with praise for war chiefs and warrior braves of ages past, yet the saga of Hrak, Jarl of Clan an Crate and Lord of Caer Throld, will outshine them all. It will sing of his strength, his courage, his wisdom, his generosity, his loyalty to friends, and his relentless pursuit of his foes. There will be few exaggerations in such a tale, for Krak, the mightiest of Skellige's Jarls, truly did possess all the traits of a hero. He aroused terror in his enemies. In fact, Nilfgaardian mothers would use his name to frighten their children into obedience, and all in that empire spoke in hushed tones of the infamous Tirth East Muir, the wild boar of the sea, who devastated coastal provinces during frequent and terrible raids. Geralt had known Krak for long, since a time when as a young man the Jarl had sought the hand of a young Pavetta, Ciri's mother. Ermion. Most druids in Skellige differ from the deeply rooted continental stereotype of a gray-bearded old man in white robes, bowing before sacred oaks, taming wyverns, and pestering local lords with petitions to add yet another species to the list of protected beasts. Ermion, Geralt's old acquaintance, was no exception in this regard. The stiff-bearded, spindly man was the leader of the druid circle in Skellige. He was also Jarl Krak an Crate's advisor on matters of magic and the mystical, as well as on any and all issues requiring more refinement than a well-timed uppercut or a hand-swung axe. Ermion was known to be obstinate and to have a tendency quite rare in Skellige to consider all possible consequences of a particular course of action before it was undertaken. All this meant that conversing with him demanded a considerable amount of time and patience. Doo-doo.
folks killers. Is it true?
Heard the milk food biting yesterday. Calling in myself.
Closer, stranger.
Greetings. Looking to buy?
Show me your wares.
I'm actually looking to sell, brother. Getting sleepy. I think I've already read these.
So long.
Come, take a gander.
Hey.
Seen the plans? Strange long ship bottom's almost flat. About a 2 foot.
I have a notice board here. Punishment for thieves. Our guards have captured a group of thieves. They would steal sheep to sell on other isles. The Council of Elders hereby orders their right hands hewn off and runes describing their lack of honor burnt onto their foreheads. Contract, stolen sword. Olaf, lead guard at Kerthold, would like to make the following known. Someone snuck into the Ankret armory and stole the sword known as Coolio. The yellow-bellied scoundrel who did the deed was seen leaving the village via the southern gate, heading toward the old fort. Whoever helps recover the sword will receive a reward worthy of his efforts, and whoever helps the thieves, a death worthy of his treachery. Contract, a woodland spirit. Warriors of Skellige, if there's a man of ye brave enough to face the woodland spirit, the cruel oppressor of the inhabitants of Faerlund, he'll get a reward that'll keep him in mead for a long while. We're not rich, but we've gathered a fair bit of coin between us. Come to Faerlund and ask for Sven. Contract, Muir Diabeline, craving glory and gold, got a sharp blade and not afeard of death, then come see Bjorg, the master boat builder, for he's got work for you. It's the Muir Diabeline in the Kertrol Bay. They need to be killed, for they've multiplied and grown so fierce you run into them every time you leave the harbor. Kill the beast, and you'll become famed throughout all the isles, and your purse will be heavy with gold. Gwent lessons. I'm currently taking on pupils for lessons in the playing of Gwent. I shall only teach those who display discipline, a logical mindset, and the will to learn. Those with special aptitude are particularly welcome. Pupils must acquire and supply their own decks. I also am seeking more experienced players as partners to provide a challenge and a chance for the mutual improvement of our skills. Ermion the Druid. Fistfight. Strong as a sea lion, slippery as an eel, and ready to fight against the best. Join our tournament and face the mightiest fists in the Isles. Valarad of Gerthold, Einar of Faroe, and Grim and Yarnborn. Do not delay. Glory and honor are just a fistfight away.
As will all meet King Bran, east of the Kimo.
In the heart of the woods. Fist of Fury, Skellige.
Now what's that part?
Gwent, Skellige style.
What about an itch? 'Cause I've had love
New quest, Family Blade. Wow, picked up a lot of quests here. Let's see what level they are. Win a unique card from Ermion. Gwent is played wherever long evenings, warm fires, and strong alcohol are present, meaning it is quite popular in the Skellige Isles. Skellige players rank among the best there is, so Geralt decided to try his hand against them and see if he could win their most powerful cards. So where do I go? For some reason, I can't track it. Oh well.
Freya told him what to do. I tell you, he speaks to the gods.
See no point lending credence to gossip.
You're looking ill. Best nurse some mead at the tavern.
Tell the Jarl. He's in charge.
I need some cherry cordial.
Would you like to buy something from my stash?
Maybe. Let me see what you got.
Oh, this guy's willing to play Gwent as well. Holy man, I think I'm getting sick. It's not a good thing. Definitely not a good thing.
Let's play cards. Gwent wouldn't be bad.
What the hell? Let's try the monster deck. I don't think this deck is quite ready yet. I gotta win some more cards to round it out. I wonder if I clear the weather. I don't know, man. Well, Plague Maiden.
Vagrant.
Bran of Clan Twisach, our valiant king. Great is our loss. Pleased with your deliverance. We offer you our mainlanders are welcome to try to... Glory and honor range every which way.
I recommend the waters on my living. Press my living.
This has got to be Yen's room. She always did like space and luxury.
Now there's the damn unicorn.
No idea how she managed to bring so much clothing. Must have hired out a galleon. As usual, black and white. The stuffed unicorn. She fixed it. Glamour. Scent of lilac and gooseberries, even with the lid on. Taste hasn't changed.
Yennefer's journal. My thoughts turn with increasing frequency to the idea of capturing a djinn. If I could just harness its power, there is much I would gain. Amos Var-Ipsi's tone confirms what I have long suspected, that despite my failure to do so previously, taming a djinn is in fact possible. According to Var-Ipsis, the difficulties involved in bending such a being to one's will can be overcome. He managed to do so at the least. Alas, this does not mean his methods will necessarily be useful to me. Each djinn is different. Each case requires a singular approach. I have more experience unraveling such magic riddles than almost anyone else alive, and if Geralt, with his talent for wrestling unruly magic beings, agrees to help, we just might find a way to do it. The problem is, we must first find a djinn. A daunting task unto itself. I do need to stash some of this junk, brother. I actually may have a crossbow that is actually improved over the one that I'm using now. Jesus. I'm getting sick, which sucks.
Her megascope? Guess she never goes anywhere without it. As Philippa Eilhart said, megascopes and toothbrushes, deeply personal possessions.
Elegant Skellige shirt, Skellige tunic, Skellige breeches, Skellige breeches. Skellige festive slippers. Skellige, 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 Skellige. I'm going to be saying Skellige a lot here.
Right. Just not something I'd ever wear. But what don't we do for... Who exactly is she to me?
She who knows. Folks say there were four at first. The mother, she who knows, the lady of the wood, came here from a faraway land, and since she suffered terribly from loneliness, she made 3 daughters out of dirt and water. A long, long time ago, the mother was sole ruler of all of Velen. Her daughters brought to her the people's request and served as her voice. Each spring, sacrifices of grains, animals, and men were made to the Lady of the Wood on her special night. Yet, as the years passed, the Lady of the Wood eventually spread over the land. Men took to abandoning their homes and setting out into the bog, where they became food for beasts. Before long, Velen was drowning in blood. The daughters saw their land nearing destruction, took it upon themselves to save it. When spring came once more, and with it the night of sacrifices, they killed their mother and buried her in the bog. Her blood watered the oak atop Ard Serban, and from then on the tree grew wholesome and hardy fruit for the people. As for the lady's immortal soul, it refused to leave its beloved land, and so the sisters imprisoned it. To this day it lies trapped beneath the whispering hillock, where it thrashes about in a powerless rage.
Tisaya de Vries, the poisoned source, still turns to it for inspiration.
No one is born a mage. We still know too little about genetics and the mechanisms of heredity. We devote too little time and resources to this research. Sadly, we still conduct trials in the inheritance of magic ability using, let us say, natural methods. The results of these pseudo-experiments far too often can be seen in the gutters of our cities and begging outside our temple walls. Far too often we see and encounter brain-dead and moronic women covered in their own spittle and passing themselves as prophetesses, seers, village diviners, and miracle workers, cretins with brains degenerated by the uncontrolled power they inherited. These simpletons and fools can themselves breed, can pass on their abilities, and continue the degeneration. Is anyone capable of foreseeing or defining what the last link in such a chain would look like? Most of us mages lose the ability to procreate as a result of changes and disruptions to the functioning of our pituitary glands. Others, sorceresses, most often mature into their magic powers with gonads intact. They can conceive and give birth and have the audacity to consider that good fortune a blessing. Yet, I repeat, no one is born a mage. And no one should be aware of the gravity of what I write. I provide an answer to the question posed at the summit in Sedaris. I answer with every certitude. Each of us must decide what she wants to be, a sorceress or a mother.
Fancy the ballad of Gertrude Rustbeard or the saga of the boss man?
Greetings. I'm Geralt.
The Witcher known as the White Wolf, I know. They tell stories about you every day round here. Looking for an open seat at the table?
I'll be fine. Just wanted to talk. Gotta say, I like the place.
I should hope so. Found it a rune when I came here from Unvik. Gulls shitting into the tankards through the gaps in the thatch. I bought the hut, rolled up my sleeves, and made a proper alehouse out of it.
Why'd you call it the New Port?
Continuity. Owned the old port on Unvik. Few of my former customers come here evenings to reminisce about the old times.
What smells so delicious?
Jesus, man.
actually kind of in the mood for cards. Care for a round of Gwent?
I'm always in the mood for Gwent.
Try this monsters card. Monsters deck, rather. Shit, he's playing monsters too. I'll play Skellige. I should have played Skellige. Jesus. Okay.
Greetings, welcome.
Entrega.
Thanks for sparing a moment.
These are fine, but ain't nothing like a good lamb.
Oh!
Oh man, it's approaching midnight. Where's this taking me? Because it looks like it's taking me... Maybe it is taking me to the location.
Who made that thing? You blind! Need to see this up. Monster spare, eh? What's it doing here? Friend of a your height. Maybe come to visit.
Greetings. Looking to buy?
Show me your wares. So long.
Hey there. Take a gander.
The glory you attain shall never perish.
If I can just make some albedo. Albedo. I can't, I need some mistletoe.
Witcher.
Got an autosave tick right there. I'm not going to be up much longer. I know this is going to be one of the shortest streams that I've done. It's just getting late, and I'm getting sick, and I'm getting tired, and I need to get some rest. I think I'm going to end it right here. I just got an autosave here, and it's not a bad place to stop. When I come back tomorrow, it depends on how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling good, I'll be streaming tomorrow morning, typical time, you know, right before noon, maybe 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock hour. If I'm feeling okay, I don't know whether I'm going to sleep well tonight or not. But I'm going to call it here, guys. This is going to be the end of episode 4 in Skellige. tomorrow, depending on circumstances, we'll be doing Act 1 Skellige Episode 5, and we'll be picking up here my meeting with Yennefer at the entrance to Care Troll to Keep, and we'll see what she has in store for us here on the Witcher 3 playthrough. Logical X says, everybody, good morning, good night. See you tomorrow. Peace.